In today's lecture, we are going to study about the sequential circuits, which is very important part of the digital electronics. So up to this, you must have studied the different types of combinational circuits such as adders, subtractors, multiplexers, demultiplexers, right? Encoders, decoders, all these are the combinational circuits. Now, this is the next part of the digital electronics, and it is very important one, that is a sequential circuits. So first you need to understand the difference between these combinational and sequential circuits and the basic concept of the sequential circuit, and then only we can study the examples or the actual sequential circuits and their applications. Okay, so up to this, the circuits which we have studied were the combinational circuits such as adders, subtractors, multiplexers, encoders, decoders, etc. Okay, for example, if we consider an adder, circuit, suppose this is a full adder. So it consists of three inputs, that is A, B and C in, right? It consists of three inputs and two outputs, that is sum and carry. Now in this adder circuit, if you apply the input 0, 0, 1, if you apply the input 0, 0, 1, then what is going to be the output? The sum will be 1 and carry will be 0, right? For the input 0, 0, 1, the output is sum 1 and carry 0. Now if you apply, after this, if you apply the next input, that is 1, 1, 0. Now if you apply 1, 1, 0, then in that case the sum is going to be 0 and the carry will be 1, right? This is the next output. Then after that, if I apply any random input such as 0, 1, 0. Now in this case, again the sum will be 1 and carry will be 0, right? Now you can see that there is no impact of the previous inputs and the outputs. The output totally depends on the present inputs applied. If you apply the input that is shown in the gray color, that is 0, 0, 1, means every time you apply the input 0, 0, 1, the sum is going to be 1 and carry is going to be 0. Means no matter in which sequence you are applying that input, or no matter what was the previous output, whenever you apply the 0, 0, 1, you will get the output that is 1, 0, right? Similarly, in the green color, you can see if the input is 1, 1, 0. If the input is 1, 1, 0, then in that case, the output is going to be sum 0 and carry 1. Now, every time we apply this input, you will get this output, the same output, that is 0, 1. So here the sequence in which the inputs are applied, that doesn't matter, or what was the previous output of that adder, that will not matter. So the output will depend only on the present input. In the adder, the output will depend on only the present inputs. So A, B and C इनको आपने क्या अप्लाई किया है उसके अकॉर्डिंग आपको आउटपुट मिलेगा. The output will depend only on the present inputs. ठीक है? So this is the combinational circuits. These type of circuits are called as the combinational circuits, because in these circuits the output depends on only the present inputs. There are few more examples which you have studied, that is multiplexers, demultiplexers. Multiplexer में भी presently select inputs क्या है, what is the data input, accordingly you will get the output. Okay, no matter what was the previous output, you will get the same input according to the present input condition, right? So these combinational circuits does not have any memory. Okay, they does not have any memory to store the previous outputs. So these are the simple circuits designed by using the logic gates without any clock inputs and without any memory. Okay, now in the next part of the digital electronics, you are going to study the different types of sequential circuits, which consist of a memory, and it will also need a clock signal. Okay, and here the sequence is very important, means the sequence in which you are applying the inputs is very important, and that's where this name came, that is the sequential circuits. Okay. So you can see the block diagram for the sequential circuits. Actually, it consists of the combinational circuit. Means here also we are going to use the basic logic gates such as NAND gate or AND gate, NAND gate, NOR gate and all those. Okay, mostly we are going to use the universal logic gates, that is NAND and NOR. So it consists of this combinational logic circuit, and along with that there is one more block, that is a memory. Okay, so this circuit remembers the output, means what was the previous condition, accordingly it will produce the next output. And you can see that this feedback path is there, means the output is fed back to the input. So the output will depend on the present input as well as the previous state. Okay, you can see that this output depends on the present input as well as the previous state. Okay, so this is the sequential circuit in which the output depends on the present input as well as the previous state, because it remembers the previous output. There is a memory element. Okay, and these sequential circuits also needs the clock pulse, so they will be active if only the proper clock pulse is applied to that. Okay, so this is about the basic of a sequential circuit. I will give you one simple example, that is example of a counter. You must have heard about a circuit, a digital electronic circuit, that is a counter, or in general also you must have heard about a counter. So counter is a digital circuit which counts the number of pulses. Suppose if it is a 3-bit counter, then it will provide the output like this. 0, 0, 0 will be the first output. Then after the application of first clock pulse, it will produce 0, 0, 1. Then after the application of second clock pulse, it gives 0, 1, 0. Then after third clock pulse, it will give 0, 1, 1 and so on. Okay, so here in decimal we can write 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 7. Okay, the maximum output will be 1, 1, 1, that is 7, and again it will go to 0. So this counter is an example of a sequential circuit. Now you can observe the sequence of the outputs. See here, after 0, 0, 0, you are getting the next output, that is 0, 0, 1. After 0, 0, 1, if the proper clock pulse is applied, then the next output is 0, 1, 0. After that, next output is 0, 1, 1. So here you are getting the sequential output. It is in sequence. Okay. After 0 you are getting 1. After 1 you are getting 2. You are getting 3. You are getting 4. This is the example of an up counter which count upwards. So after 0 it gives 1. After 1, 2, then 3 and so on. Okay. So here the output depends on the previous state. मतलब previous state क्या था, उसी के according आपको output मिल रहा है. If the previous state was 0, 1, 1 and then you apply the clock pulse, then the next output should be 1, 0, 0. Right? So there is a relation between the previous and the current output or the next output. Okay? So this is the basic concept of the sequential circuit. So after this we are going to study the first basic sequential circuit, that is the SR latch. Let me remove all these things first. Okay. This SR latch is also called as a 1-bit memory cell. This is also called as a 1-bit memory cell because it can store a 1 bit of data. And this is a very, very basic element of a sequential circuit. See, in the sequential circuits, we mostly use the universal logic gates. So here we are using the NAND gates. Okay, we are using 2 NAND gates, and here the outputs of these 2 NAND gates are cross coupled. You can see that the output of this first NAND gate is connected as an input to second, and output of second NAND gate is connected as an input to first. because here the output will depend on the previous state. So there should be a feedback path from the output to the input, and the same is given over here, that this Q bar is connected as an input to this first NAND gate and Q is connected as an input to the second NAND gate. Okay? So this is the simple circuit of SR latch. Now we are going to study that how it works. Now to compute the output or to predict the output of this circuit, you should know the truth table of a NAND gate. I will quickly write the truth table of a NAND gate. In NAND gate, if the input is 0, 0, then the output is 1. If the input is 0, 1, then also the output is 1. For 1, 0 also the output is 1. Only for 1, 1 the output is 0. See. This is the simple truth table of a NAND gate. Here we can say these are the inputs A, B, and this is the output Y. Y is equal to A dot B bar, right? This is the circuit. Okay, this is the circuit symbol and this is the Boolean expression for NAND gate, that is A dot B bar. And in NAND gate, if any of the input is 0, the output is 1. Here you can see in the truth table, if any of the input is 0, then the output is 1. Only if both inputs are 1, 1, then only the output is 0. So if you know this table, then you can easily understand working of this circuit. So, okay, let us study the working of this circuit. Now we need to also write the function table of this latch, or we can say the truth table. So I will erase this NAND gate table because you already know it. Okay. For NAND gate, what you need to remember, that if any of the input is 0, if any of the input is 0, if one of the input is 0, the output is going to be 1. Output 0 kab milega? If only both the inputs are 1, then only you will get the output 0. Okay? Now here we are going to write the table for SR latch. We will write a truth table, or this is also called as a function table. The inputs are S, R, and output is Q, Q bar. I will write the first input combination, that if S is 0 and R is 0. And we will apply the same over here. See, if the input S is 0 and R is 0. Okay? Now while computing the outputs of these sequential circuit, first we need to consider some previous condition. Okay, this is Q and this is Q bar. So when you switch on the circuit, or when you are operating on that circuit, these outputs will be in some previous condition, and here we need to assume both the previous conditions, that if previously Q is 0 and Q bar is 1. Initially we will consider that the Q was 0 and Q bar was 1. Okay, so if Q is 0, this 0 will go here, this Q bar is 1 and this 1 will go here. Okay. Now in first and second NAND gate, you can observe that one of the input of both the NAND gates is 0. This is 0, this is 0. So output of both the NAND gates will be forced to be equal to 1. Output of both the NAND gates will be forced to be equal to 1. So here Q and Q bar both will be equal to 1. And in the flip-flops, we have these complemented outputs. We say that this is Q and this is Q bar, means these two outputs should be complements of each other, right? And if you're getting the values, that is Q is 1 and Q bar is 1, then it is a forbidden state, right? So here we get the output 1 1, and this is called as a not allowed state. This is called as a not allowed, or it is also called as a forbidden state. Okay. So for 0 0 we are getting this output, that is both the outputs are 1, and this is the not allowed or the forbidden state. Okay. Now we have to compute the output for the next combination. See, here we have assume the previous output Q is 0 and Q bar is 1, and for that we have got the next output 1 1. Even if you assume this is 1 and this is 0, then also we'll get the same output, because here already the S and R means one input of each of the NAND gate is already 0, so output is obviously forced to be equal to 1. Okay. Now we need to consider the next input condition, that is S is 0 and R is 1. S is 0 and R is 1. Now we have to check that what happens with the output. And for that I will erase these previous conditions quickly. Okay, now what is the condition? S is 0 and R is 1. Okay, and we have assumed the first previous output, that Q is 0 and Q bar is 1. Now this Q0 goes here. Okay, and actually this Q bar is 1. So this 1 goes here. We have to compute the output of the NAND gate with the input 0, because this will be forced to be equal to 1. ठीक है, सबसे पहले हम फर्स्ट NAND गेट का आउटपुट कंप्यूट करेंगे, because it will produce the output 1, because its one input was 0. So irrespective of the previous condition, the output of the first NAND gate is forced to be equal to 1. Now this 1 goes here. ये 1 यहाँ पर चला जाएगा. ठीक है, this 1 goes here, and now this 1.1 will produce the output 0. Okay, 1.1 will produce the output 0. So this is going to be the next output if you apply S is 0 and R is 1. For that you are getting the output, that is Q is 1 and Q bar is 0. Okay. Now we have to consider the previous output conditions, as here assume that previously the Q was 1 and Q bar was 0. We'll assume the opposite outputs, that if you switch on the circuit, then Q was 1, Q bar was 0, and for the same input conditions we have to compute the output. Okay, S is 0, R is 1. Now here again one input of this SR flip-flop is, or this first NAND gate is 0, right? So 0 NAND 1 is going to be 0. Sorry, not 0, it is going to be 1. This output will be forced to be equal to 1, because its one input is 0. Okay. Now here previously also the output is 1. So this 1 goes here, and this 0 goes here. Okay. So this 1.1 is 0 and 0.0 is 1. So in this case also the output is 1 0. Okay. So we have assumed both the output conditions, that 0 1 and 1 0, and for both the output conditions we have got the output, that is 1 0. ठीक है. Now assume the next condition, S is 1 and R is 0. For this I will erase the previous outputs quickly. Okay. So here S is 1, S is 1 and R is 0. And here also we need to assume some previous condition. Initially we assume that q is 0 and q bar is 1. Okay, so this is 0, this 0 goes here, and now 0 dot 0 will be 1. This is also 1, this 1 goes here, and this 1 dot 1 will be 1. Okay, according to the truth table of NAND gate, if both the inputs are 1, then the output is 1. Sorry, if both the inputs are 1, then the output is 0. In this circuit, this 1 goes here, and if both the inputs are 1, then the output is 0. So this S is 0 and S is 1 and R is 0. For that we have got the output, that is 0, 1. And for this we have assumed that the previous conditions were 0, 1. Previous condition हमने 0, 1 consider की थी. ठीक है. Now we have to consider that if q was 1 and q bar was 0, then what will happen. ठीक है, तो सबसे पहले क्या होगा, ये 1 यहाँ पर जाएगा, this 1 will go here. Now if the previous output is assumed to be equal to 1, so this 1 will go here. Now this input is already 0, ये already 0 है, so whatever may be the actually this q, the output will be forced to be equal to 1. Okay, तो ये actually 0 था, that will become 1. Then this 1 will go here and this 1 dot 1 will become 0. Means by assuming both the conditions we have got this output, that is 0, 1. तो यहाँ टेबल में हमें क्या लिखना है, 0, 1. q is 0 and q bar is 1. ठीक है, so we have completed 3 conditions, and now the last one, that is S is 1 and R is 1. Once again I will erase these things. We are considering the last input condition, that is S is 1 and R is 1. S 1 है और R भी 1 है, and we have assumed that the previous output was 0, 1. Now in this case this 0 will go here. ये जो 0 था ये 0 यहाँ पर चला जाएगा, ये 1 यहाँ पर जाएगा, and then the output of first NAND gate will be 0, output of second NAND gate will be 1. Now we can see that the previous output was 0, the next is also 0, previous output was 1, the next is also 1. ठीक है. Now if you assume that the previous output q was 1, now we will assume that the previous output q is 1 and q bar is 0, then what will happen to the SR latch. This 0 goes here, ये 0 यहाँ पर चला जाएगा, this 1 goes here. Now this 1 and 1 will become 0, this 1 and 0 will become 1. Now in this case you are getting the output 1, 0. Previously हमें क्या मिला था, 0, 1 मिला था. When we assume that the previous output is 0, 1, in that case we have got 0, 1. Now if you assume that the previous output is 1, 0, we have got 1, 0 only. So output is not changing. Okay, whatever is the previous output, that remains in the same state. If you apply S is 1 and R is 1, then in that case we cannot write the output q and q bar is either 0 or 1. It remains in the same state. So here we need to write one comment. Here we need to write one comment that there is no change at the output, or this can be written actually like this as well, that it is Q bar, sorry, Qn and Q bar n, means it is same as the previous state. And here we can write the comment that there is no change, NC. Mostly in the table it is written like NC, means there is no change at the output. And here this circuit works as a memory. We have called it as a 1-bit memory cell because here it is acting as a memory, means whatever was stored in that flip-flop remains there, means whatever was stored in the latch, it remains there. If Q is 1 and Q bar is 0, it will remain in the same state. If Q was 0 and Q bar was 1, it will remain in the same state. But this works as a memory for this input condition only, that if S is 1 and R is 1, then there is no change at the output because it retains the output. Okay, it has stored that output, it is in its memory. Okay, whatever may be the previous value, it will remain as it is. That's a memory, and that's how we can also store a 1 bit of data into that. Okay, and that's how it is working as a 1-bit memory cell. So this table is very, very important. For 0, 0, the output is not allowed state because both the outputs are forced to be equal to 1. Then for 0, 1, Q is 1 and Q bar is 0. This is also called as reset condition. And for 1, 0, sorry, not reset, this is called as set condition. Then if S is 1 and R is 0, this is called as a set condition. This is called as a reset condition because here Q is 0. Q means 0. Q 0 means it is reset, and Q is 1 means it is set condition. Okay, so this is all about the working of 1-bit memory cell or the basic SR latch. Now from this basic SR latch, the SR flip-flop, D flip-flop, JK flip-flop and T flip-flops are designed. So first you need to understand this, then you will understand the SR latch, then D flip-flop, then you will understand the JK flip-flop and the T flip-flop, and then from them we can also design the shift registers and counters. Okay, so that's it for this topic and today's lecture. Thank you all of you